Beautiful people, this is Blue Nola. I am back in the building. We're going to start doing more content that comes from like the headlines directly, right? We do that quite a bit, but like literally you look at the article, we're going to talk about it, pull a few cards, and then we're going to go. So you'll be seeing a lot more of that. These videos won't be too long, but yeah, I'm just stuff you're telling me about, I'm interested in. We're going to do that, right? So first and foremost, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Of course, your feedback is always welcome. I really do appreciate your feedback. And I always say this. Forget to say this at the beginning. I have a special on the website, BlueNolaTarot.com. If you want to book with me, all right. Thank you to all the people that have booked. I appreciate it. It's been really great talking to you guys. And also, too, you can get a video upload if you prefer, right? Which means you send me your stuff. I send you back your video. You get your own personalized video from me. So let's go ahead and jump into it. R. Kelly's daughter claims that her dad, that there was some inappropriate behavior going on. You will hear me use, of course, SA or AS, in place of different things. You're going to hear me, break up the word I, things like that, because these are strong words and you're on YouTube, and YouTube, of course, is censored. So his daughter is claiming that there was an alleged SA that led to her having multiple suicide attempts, several weeks which also led to several weeks in the psych ward. People want to know, is this really true, right? A lot of people always question, well, why you took so long? You saw this going on, all this in the art. These people been in court. All these people then came forward, and now you want to come forward. Like, why you took so long? It's hard to tell people what to do. It's hard to tell people when to say something. Sometimes people just want to bury it and just forget about it. Sometimes people just don't want to be. Sometimes that's a person that's just trying to, how you want to say, suppress it, protect their mental health. It's just so many things. I think I even told y'all a story about one time when I was in jury duty. An incident happened where this guy tried to do a date, RAPE situation. I waited years to tell that story, right? I suppressed it. I didn't want to think about it. And it wasn't until like maybe a couple of years ago that right here on this channel, and even with my own, some of my family members, I said, like, this actually happened. Until this day, have I reported this person? No. But it actually happened. I think at the time, I was just glad I got out of it in one piece. I was glad that nothing actually went down. I was just glad and thankful just to be away from it, right? So I think sometimes people have to think, like, why do people do what they do? And sometimes I wasn't embarrassed, but sometimes you'd be like, damn, I invited this person in my situation, not his daughter, but, I invited this person to my house. And then, sometimes you almost take some responsibility for like what happened to you. So I think it's hard to just tell somebody, why you wait so long? Why you wait 10 years? Why you wait 20 years? My particular incident, it definitely it definitely is giving almost 15 to 20 years. God has to, right? Think about all of that. I just want y'all to think for just a second. Think about all of the situations you've been in, and give yourself in your mind a real percentage of the people that you've actually went and said, this person did this. I did the other day. I will say to you, probably 90% of the people that I felt was up to BS, they haven't been reported or exposed or anything, right? Think about it. Just think about whether it's a coworker, a family member, a date situation. How many people who have in some way violated you, but you never said anything? Until this day, you haven't reported it to the police. You haven't. Just think about that for a second before you actually start saying why, right? So, I hope I'm saying her name right. Buku. I'm from New Orleans. Buku, Buku Abi, opens up about her complicated relationship with dad R. Kelly in a docuseries on the R. Kelly's karma. A Daughter's Journey. Wow, so she has a documentary. I haven't even seen it yet. She says that she opened up about the impact that her dad's alleged SA had on her mental health. In a new TV EI network docuseries, R. Kelly's Karma, A Daughter's Journey, Abi 26 claimed he actually was inappropriate with her when she was around 8 years old, and that the incident set off a domino effect of trauma that included multiple suicide attempts and stays at the psychiatric hospital. How many people know people that go in and out of the psychiatric hospital in real life? You don't have to put it in the chat, but just think about something that triggered you, some kind of response, you know. For a long time, I was really in a hard space mentally. So I ended up in a mental hospital, a psych ward, whatever you want to call it, she says, because I hit a point where in my life where multiple times I had tried to take my own life. How sad. How sad. You know, I always thought about this, guys, and I know I'm talking. I told you I was going to be commentary, plus the cards. I always thought that there's no way that somebody could do what they allegedly did to the level he did it and it not affect or impact children that are in his home. I always think that. I always think that about people who are heavily involved with allegations or who are associated with these types of things. So you did this to all these kids, but you just left your kids alone. Like, this just doesn't make sense to me. We'd be surprised to know how many kids that are raised by predators, right, who are predatory outside of the home, that also exhibit predatory behavior inside of the home, right? So let's go ahead and let's keep going. She said she was born, her actual name is she changed her name. Her Abi, whose born name was Joanne Kelly, recalls reaching a breaking point while she was in a car on her way to school, crying and telling her mother, Andrea Kelly, she was not okay. Wow. So her mom knows. That was the day she called the hospital. She ended up checking on me and I didn't leave. Abi said. I was there for about 2.5 weeks. I was really on a hard suicide watch, and then 2 or 3 months after that, I was on outpatient. I was outpatient basically, so I had to go there every day. Wow. The singer also recalls an incident in which she and Andrea, who was married to R. Kelly from 1996 to 2009, went to Target together. Andrea noticed her daughter's wrist had been cut. Wow. I just got to a point where I didn't care anymore. I didn't care if I lived or if I died. I didn't care what happened to me, she says in the docuseries. My mom saw that my wrists were all cut up. You know, people do that cutting to relieve pain. And immediately dropped everything. Was like, so what's going on? Are you okay? She really was worried about me in that moment. I broke down. I had to tell her, like, I don't think I'm okay. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I'm going to make it through the rest of my life. Wow. After that, she said she had, suicide thoughts that caused her a lot of guilt as she would see impact on her younger siblings. I guess, Ja at 23 and Robert Kelly 22. It was definitely scary, Robert says in the show, waking up and not knowing is my sister going to be alive, not knowing that my sisters now that my sisters are older and stronger, it definitely subsided, but still have my moments when I go through something hard. It's always triggering. So R. Kelly was sentenced to 20 years in prison in February 2023 and being convicted of child pornography and enticement of minors for sex. The conviction was followed by an earlier conviction of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, for which he was handed a 30-year sentence. So altogether, 50 years. He's currently serving 19 of the 2-year sentence concurrently. Oh, so they're running it concurrently at the same time. Okay. He will be eligible for release in 2045. Through his attorney, R. Kelly has denied these claims, which he said, which is alleged after She awoke in the middle of the night to him touching her. Give me the energy around R. Kelly's daughter. At the time, her name was Joanne Kelly. Is she speaking the truth about him? So far, we have the Nine of Pentacles, a Tower moment happening for her. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles here. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and you have the Page of Swords. All right, let's keep going. Did he actually do something inappropriate with his child? Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and then a Queen of Wands. Wow. When you look at some of these messages right off the bat, you already see that he's not telling the truth about what happened. You can see it right here in his Seven of Swords, and also to that Queen of Wands. And of course, there's somebody, and also too on the back of his hand, he has the Knight of Cups, which really is a strong indicator for somebody who's being dishonest, right? And who's, again, once, trying to manipulate the situation. But she definitely shows she experienced a tower moment. She said she was about 8 years old. This message here, this is the Nine of Pentacles, and this is, I always read the Nine of Pentacles like, especially when it's in verse, less than 9 years. So this is about the right time frame here, right? But if even you took this and this and put it together, this is actually 8 years. She has a tower moment that comes in here, and then at the time it shows that she shows a struggle going on in her messages as well. It is also an ongoing problem. So it's been a problem. And even as she gets older and years to come, this will continue to affect and impact her life in the messages as well. Then you also see here that, that he's not telling the truth. Or once again here, this is somebody who, again, deception, right? But again, this is somebody who's going to manipulate the situation to kind of bend it for his own benefits. I could see where he could try to even twist the story if it goes, push comes to shove, to where he will say, well, she misinterpreted that action and this is not what it was meant, right? You know how people will try to spin a story. However, in her messages as well, this talks about someone who actually, created self-sabotage, the cutting, hangman in reverse, self-sabotage, having something hidden in their life, and therefore they're sabotaging themselves. And even in her Queen of Wands energy, this represents a person who went through a really, really hard time and a lot of obstacles, and etc., etc. So I definitely feel like she was telling the truth about him. Also too, I'm glad that she did share it. This Page of Swords is her sharing her journey, sharing her journey with her mom, sharing her journey with her family, now sharing the journey with the world. When you sit down and you look at, why, when you look at some of these messages, it's hard to tell somebody why, especially when they're having a tower moment. A tower moment could be somebody's foundation is like, her foundation wasn't strong. Her pride is broken. She felt she was like in a downfall spiral effect. Sometimes also too, when you look at some of these messages, mental health is truly, truly affected. So it's hard to tell somebody, well, why you didn't say this or why you didn't do that, especially being 8 years old. This is your father, Again, this is all alleged, for entertainment purposes only, but this is your father, so it's hard to say that. I like the fact that she said my mom was supportive, but the way she worded it, my mom was supportive at the time. Well, what is going on with Drea? She married a man. Well, let me tell you, them people be cunning, baby. Okay. Them predators be cunning. But did Drea ever see signs, symptoms, like anything? Like, I know, like, a lot of times when people be, like, doing predatory things, they be real cunning with it. Like, so that's how they get away with it for so long. World card. Did Drea ever, like, see anything with her daughter? Like, was she just completely that oblivious? I know this happened when her daughter was, like, younger. But was Drea this blind? Like, what was going on? Not paying attention to your kids. Six of Cups. Musician. This is somebody who is blinded, sometimes people be going through their own trauma. When you're looking at some of her messages too, this is like a person who's also was manipulated. You know, I think I recall him saying Drea met him very young as well. So sometimes people be in their own little Stockholm syndrome. Sometimes people don't see what's in front of them. I don't believe Drea is completely oblivious to what was happening with him in general. She may have not been as clued into her daughter, but it definitely shows she also experienced some form of manipulation, and also her messages too. This talks about she also, I guess you would say was dished down or handed down some level of punishment. This man dogs her out. This is what it shows here. I do feel like now that this is all played out, like when you can see in her Queen of Wands, now that she's away from the situation, she can look back and say, you know what, I saw this, I saw some signs, I saw some symptoms here, but even the Queen of Wands can represent a person who's kept limited, right? Somebody who can when you look at these messages, that can also tie into the fact that he kept her at a distance on some things, right? Even in that Six of Cups, that talks about a person who can, be, having a lot of independence. Six of Cups in reverse, and they're always moving around, and you don't always know what they're doing. And, especially a lot of those celebrities, they be traveling a lot, they be all over the place, they be having 2 and 3 homes. You're not always with them all the time. But so this does show he had a lot of independence. He was moving around in the world, right? A lot of independence, traveling in the world, but also too, she was being manipulated as well, and not seeing things, and also experienced her own emotional, mental type of abuse. But I do feel like now that is, like now that she's away from it, of course, hindsight is 2020. It's just a shame that all these girls experience this. And also too, it almost makes you feel like, especially with this independence aspect, it almost makes you feel like even though they were together for so long, they weren't together all that, like that whole time. They were married that whole time, but it feels like he had a lot of independence the whole time in that marriage. This is what happens when a lot of younger women date or marry older men. Why do older men like younger women? First of all, they want to have sex with them. Second of all, is it easier to control them, right? It's easier to manipulate them. It's easier to groom them. This message here, and here. It's easy to groom, manipulate them into things. It's easier to, when somebody come and say something happened, it's easier to twist the story and say that didn't happen like that. And this person, how these girls are. They always want to try to spin a story and spin a narrative. But she does show in her messages she has her own form of manipulation. My problem with Dre is you're around here, dancing and, doing, you need to be up here forming some type of alliance group for all these girls that have been affected, for, the abuse at the hands of R. Kelly while you was married to him. Because there were times that they were in and around you as well, and you participated in some of the stuff, whether you were, a victim of your own circumstances or not. You're out here doing challenges, Beyonce challenges, dancing in bodysuits while your children suffering and other girls are in peril. It's crazy to me. Give me the energy around R. Kelly. What made him, why his own daughter? Like, what is going on? Remember, back in the, they said that his sister had done something to him. That's a learned behavior. I'm gonna shuffle these a little bit more, but that's a learned behavior. There's again, that's something that people, when you think, somebody did that to you when you were younger, and you just pass it on to the next person, right? In your life. Let me switch these cards out. That's learned behaviors. That's why people who have been, in those type of situations, they really do need to get therapy, because it's a behavior that can, and I'm not saying always, can transfer over if you don't have the right, mindset. Give me the energy around why did he do this with his own You know, allegedly do this with his daughter. Again, when you see this thing here, he has the Six of Pentacles in here as well again. Power, domination, a passion, a longing. It's an innate thing that's within him. Something that he can't control. Lover's card in reverse. You know, something that is an imbalance. It's a mental health thing. You know, a sexual deviant, person who's in conflict with themselves. You know, when you look at this message here, an imbalance in the mind and just, you know, imbalance in the heart, imbalance of the spirit, you know. Mindset is not right. You know, also too, being from the, you know, past incidents, you know, have put him in that mindset, you know. There's so many people that when you look at his messages, that Four Cups, that Four of Cups, that's like saying there's so many other people that have been affected by him in some way. It's like he has more people. It's almost like saying there's more people than you even know, because there are people that aren't even speaking about it. You know, when you look at that, will he get some type of, you know, will she get some type of justice? Will he be held accountable for what he's done to his daughter? And that's the type of situation where you look like you might as well just, you know, just go in, you know, just throw away the key and never come back. Right now, and I'm going to say right now, and that's not set in stone forever, this is all talk and no action, undelivered promises. So it almost makes you feel like right now in this moment, there's nothing other than what she's saying that is actually being addressed at this time. So at this point, it's all talk, right? No real action taken behind it. Not that they can't change. Not that the Strength card and that Sun card, that means that could pick up some momentum. That Strength card talks about getting, you know, some discipline, you know, could come, and that tides could turn. But right now, it shows not right now. It's open. There's something about open to change here. So I wouldn't be surprised if down the road, if there's something that comes with that, you know, comes of that. So I'm going to say right now, no, but just don't be surprised if you hear like they lump what she said or what happened to her, or something with her is tying into something down the road, because it talks about something that is kind of like changes, it's open to change. And then down here, it talks about something that can take shape. And then here, it will lead to more of a downfall for him. So I don't feel like that's off the table. I don't feel like it's off the table. I just feel like right now, it's just us talking about it. But the good thing about it is talking about it opens up the door. We talked about R. Kelly for years and years and years and years and years. Similar to Diddy, right? We talked about R. Kelly for years and years and years before he was actually indicted and eventually convicted. Again, this to me feels like it's just going to be something that will be added. Will R. Kelly get out in 2045? Give me the energy around 2045. That's a long damn time. Was it 20 freaking 4? And how old is this man? 2025 for R. Kelly. By 2025, you don't know what's gonna happen with him. But he got the death card along with the Ten of Swords. He has the death card along with the Ten of Swords. That could be like an unexpected event could happen to him by that time. I'm not putting nothing on him, but he has the death card with the Ten of Swords, and the High Priestess in the middle of it, around with the Five of Swords and the actual Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, Five of Swords with the Death card, High Priestess in the middle. Child, by that time, something could be going down with him, right? You know, it's taking his health, something happens to him, you know? He might not even make it to 2045. Chill. Anyway, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. Share your thoughts. I just feel like again, and I don't want to make this too long. Anytime I see something like this going on with people who are doing it on a grand scale, I always think like it's, like how is this affecting their kids outside of their kids knowing and seeing this? Like, is the person doing something towards their own kids? How are their kids not being affected? Like, because somebody who's doing this, they do this. This is what they do. Your kids are not exempt, right? And sometimes kids suppress things and it comes up later. Like, it's just not when a person is a predator, they are a predator. Period. Anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. We're pulling this from the People magazine, and to give credit where credit is due, and don't forget to give me your feedback. And this definitely feels, based on her messages. I know he's saying it's not true. This definitely, with all her messages, definitely shows something happened to her. We got to get away from why aren't you telling? Why aren't you talking about it? Why are you waiting so long? Get away from all of that. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. I read for people all the time, and they talk about incidents that happened to them, and they didn't share that experience until now. So we got to get away from, the why you didn't do it to, okay, tell us, like, how is this affecting you? How can we help? I do feel like there's going to be some, cause and effect from this situation. So don't forget to like this video. Hit the like button now if you can. Don't forget to put your feedback in the chat. Tell me your thoughts. Even if you just put an emoji just to say thumbs up, or a heart, blue heart emoji just to show support, do that so you can send it into the algorithm. And last but not least, do not forget that I am running a special on the website, BlueNolaTarot.com. It is a nice special. I think you'll enjoy it. Have a great day. Take care. Stay blessed, encouraged, and empowered. Bye-bye.